What's up mga ka-Web3 crew? Iba talaga ang FOMO. Nag-iinit, nagbabaga, nagliliyab. Oo, paano ang init kasi 'di ba tapat ng araw? O kumusta naman 'yon? Pero tama ang narinig ninyo. Mainit-init pa! Sa init ng Dubai ang ibabalita namin sa inyo. Ready na ba kayo? Ito na ang latest trends in tech industry and how the latest technology innovations are empowering the financial space. Dito lang yan sa FOMO, the future of money. Ang init, my gosh. Mga ka-Web3 crew, sa dinami-dami ng episodes natin na I'm sure marami na kayong natutunan gaya ko, lalo na about Web3 space. Pero syempre hindi pa rin ako kontento, kailangan kong matuto para di maloko gaya ng pagluloko sa akin ng jowa ko. Ouch! Ang sakit, di ba? Charot! Ako nga pala si Krista. To moons, to the moon! Andito ako ngayon sa Lima Region Hotel and Conference para umattend ng FiNext. Tara na't sabay-sabay ngayon matuto! Let's go mga Carp crew! Ready na ba kayo? Ito na ang latest trends in tech industry and how the latest technology innovations are empowering the financial space. Dito lang yan sa FOMO, the future of money. Eto na nga mga ka-web.
The future form of this currency is digitalization.
I would love to see money go back to being based on something real, and
Did you know where you're going to? Sorry naman mga ka-Web3 crew. Eto na nga, sa mga hindi nakakaalam, ang blockchain technology is becoming increasingly popular in government sectors for its ability to provide transparency, security, and efficiency in various operations. Pwedeng magamit in the future like land registration, voting, identity verification, o kaya supply chain management. Wait, feeling ko isa na ako sa speakers today, di ba? Nagbamarunong na naman ako. Sorry naman.
I think that if we're going to look at what role do regulators have, I think it's going to be a very similar role to the one that they have now. There has to be standardization in the way that data is shared. One of the benefits of being able to use these models is that they have to be trained, so we're able to decide what data that we input, right? And rather than include personal identifiable information, we can include whether it be binary or a single number, nothing that individually attributes to individuals or businesses that we share. So I think it's about making sure that there's somewhat of consistency on that it's not some fintechs and some financial institutions operate in one way and others in another. So there has to be some sort of standardization for how is data being properly shared, making sure that, if we're looking at Europe, making sure GDPR is upheld, making sure that is completely compliant on that side, and ultimately how consistent penetration tests on where is this being stored. Is it on private servers? Is it in the cloud? Is it easily accessible? And who else has access to this? So I think in the sense that regulators are currently functioning right now to make sure that everyone follows a strict set of guidelines to protect not only their client base but the banks themselves. I think that's going to be the similar way they have moving forward.
Usapang digital technology ba? Sabihin natin tokenization in fintech. It refers to the process of converting sensitive info. Example, hindi na paggamit ng actual credit card o kaya naman actual financial information. Sa paggamit ng teknolohiyang ito, maaaring magkaroon ng revolution sa pagpapalitan ng assets sa Web3 era. Hindi na natin kailangan gumamit ng intermediaries tulad ng mga bangko or stock exchange. In short, ito ay nagbibigay ng opportunity para sa mas malawak, mabilis or mas ligtas na mga transactions. Tara, Pakinggan naman natin ang speakers as they talk about tokenizations in real-world assets.
For the longest time, even at Twitter, so we have 20 people at Twitter we work with directly, and for the longest time they just hated on the word tokens. So the moment that you actually had anything to do with tokens, there are other criteria as well, but they just didn't know, they didn't have any policies, and that's just true for honestly everywhere, like even in the US you guys talk about, the regulations hasn't caught up, so it makes it harder for organizations to actually have, to implement and actually take actions on anything. So as far as the tokenization goes, now, for example, Twitter is actually at a place where they actually consider it a legitimate thing to have, so brands can actually talk about it, they can have promoted tweets about it. So I think it is obviously becoming more widespread, but I say the language of it is just, as far as the mass adoption goes, the language of it, the simpler we can call it, that's understandable to everyone. I think it's better for us, just also because at the end of the day, we're, like audience here, maybe they know about everything we talk about, but majority of people outside here, they have no clue what we're talking about. So.
O Jiva, mga ka-Web3 crew, for sure mas lumawak ang inyong mga utak at mas nadagdagan ng inyong mga kaalaman. Ngayon naman, tanungin natin ang ilang attendees kung ano ang masasabi nila at natutunan nila sa event na ito. Kind of a shimmy charade, kind of a love of my life. Eto na nga mga ka-Web3 crew, sabi ko sa inyo, ito yung pinaka-paborito kong part dahil unti-unti kong nakikilala ang ating mga exhibitors at speakers. Ladies and gentlemen, I am with Mr.
Jonathan Seifert.
And tell us more about your company.
Yeah, so I am the head of the fintech ecosystem at Reveal. Reveal is a platform that allows B2B businesses, mainly SaaS businesses, to connect with one another to further internal collaboration so they can drive revenue and continue to innovate and grow faster, better, quicker.
What are the benefits of tokenization in fintech?
I think the biggest benefit that tokenization offers is that it's immediate security. It's the fact that it's not something that can be easily replicated, and it's the fact that knowing that you have instant understanding that what you possess is genuine, and that's something that is extremely important when purchasing, whether it be an asset or any aspect that costs and has a monetary value. You want to know that it is genuine and that you're not that it's not fraudulent.
I like your eyes. Your eyes can be so deceiving. Charot. How does tokenization improve security in financial transactions?
Yeah, I think that just the sense that it's tokenization makes something that's unique, that can't be copied, that can't be changed, and that ultimately can be backtraced and confirmed that it belongs to you. So I think if we looked at, for example, basic credit card transactions, well, how many times does a fraudulent transaction come through and that the bank has to go through an extremely long process to verify it? Versus tokenization, if a tokenization was implemented as a receipt, it would be able to completely come in and showcase that this was actually a product that I purchased, belongs to me, and that could be completely vetted from that end. So I think that would be the main aspect for the security side of things.
Grabe yung mata niya, kinikilig ako. What role does tokenization play in preventing fraud?
What role does tokenization play? It's a very good question. I think that tokenization is a tool. I don't think that it's going to be the way to solve fraud, but I think that it's going to be one of the best ways that banks can actually move forward. Fintechs can come together as one to create a standard system to completely eliminate that. It doesn't have to be only for purchasing things, because tokenization can go beyond finance side of things, and you could end up getting university degrees via token that you could now know that someone actually has proper credentials for whatever they're working on, whether it be a doctor, whether it be a teacher, but you can instantly verify that there's no fraud going on in aspects from finance and security.
How can tokenization be integrated with the existing payment infrastructure?
I would say that one of the best ways in my opinion, would be via receipts and for proof of ownership. So I know that it's currently existing with anything that has to do with crypto, but I think if we could expand that, for example, luxury watches. When people purchase luxury watches, they get a single piece of paper that can be easily photocopied, and at the end of the day, that's one of the largest sources of fraud and counterfeit goods. So I think that by implementing tokenization, whether it be QR code, whether it be an individual back channel system, through anything that's luxury goods, basic purchases, especially online purchases, when you're purchasing and you can't see the physical goods, a token would be extremely good to know that this product is vetted, verified, and it is not fraudulent.
Can I apply for personal assistant? No, I'm just kidding. Anyway, what is the future of money?
In my opinion, the future of money is going to completely come down to where are you? So what I would like to see as the future of money is I would like to see money that is more or less digital but decentralized. I'm not one that's in favor of a complete centralized system, but I'm also hoping that we'll be able to find a way that money can be shared and sent to individuals very easily. I'm fortunate that in Canada we have Interact e-Transfer. Money can be sent in 2 days and it's via our banking institution, so it's secure, it's safe, it's direct. And I'm hoping that that is the future of money, is that we can have money that works for us, but that we don't have to go to a bank to deal with.
Ang masasabi ko lang naman sa lahat ng contestant natin ay judges. Mga ka-Web3 crew, eto na nga, isa sa ating mga exhibitors. I am with Mr.
I'm Akhlidin Zamidinov from the company Zipple AI. I'm a senior ML engineer in this company, and we are doing AI algorithms in credit scoring.
What are the benefits of AI in fintech?
Last year, artificial intelligence became the more popular thing that we are using in fintech. And first of all, it becomes more popular and gain more popularity according to the usage of fintech and using ML algorithms in this sphere. And because of this, the main benefit is making more sociable, more expandable, using ML algorithm in fintechs in many spheres of finance.
And what role does artificial intelligence play in preventing fraud?
The fraud detection in fintech is one of the prioritized sphere of artificial intelligence. As you know, that there are a lot of data that comes from the fintech, from the transaction, from the credible, from the another type of data that have in artificial intelligence. And when fraud detection is coming as the problem, you should every time check all the transactions that comes from the clients, and artificial intelligence with its algorithms could find more precise and more reliable fraud detection in all the transactions and all the process in financial technology.
What regulatory considerations should be taken into account when implementing artificial intelligence in fintech?
Mainly artificial intelligence problem is its explainability, because if you are using ML algorithms like random forest, deep learning or neural networks, it's too hard to explain to regulatory to find out what is the reason to take such result. And in this case, we are using AI explainability algorithms to find to regulatory to explain them that these results comes from that steps and that views.
What types of data can be used in modeling artificial intelligence in fintech?
Mainly, all the type of data comes from the two types of data, so like text, image, numbers, and so on. And in the base system, they use the structured and unstructured data. If you are using the table data, like according to the type of data we are using in artificial intelligence, when you use the table data, it becomes with variables, with rows, with columns, etc. And we are using the type of data with unstructured data. It becomes that it should be documents, text, image, and all the algorithms that we are using. We try to make with data of both on structured and unstructured data.
Just one, not just one, but two guys with me today. Eto na nga, sabi ko sa inyo, mas marami na naman tayong kaalaman at madadagdagan ng ating mga utak. May masabi lang talaga. I am with Mr.
Aaron Bumgarner, CEO and founder of Outside Incorporated.
and Mr.
Wayne Ebersole, CEO and founder of Big Sky Capital Group.
And I am Krista, 2 Moons, CEO of myself. No, I'm just kidding. Let's talk about your company first before anything else.
Outside Incorporated is a real estate technology company that identifies unique places to acquire and protect, works with landowners to essentially identify those places, and then we utilize a strategy of tokenization to provide liquidity for those landowners and protect those properties to maximize revenue opportunities in carbon offsets, biodiversity conservation, outdoor recreation, and renewable energy.
Yeah, Big Sky Capital Group was founded to address the problem of regenerative agriculture, where conventional agriculture has depleted our soil and polluted our waterways with the runoff and synthetic fertilizers and insecticides and things like that. And I've worked for a number of years helping farmers make that transition, but a lot of farmers can't do it. They're either too old or don't have the capital or anything like that. And so that's where our fund comes in. We help farmers to transition their land, or to the next owners transition it into a regenerative agriculture where the soil health is improving and it's keeping those minerals and nutrients in the waterways, out of the waterways and on the land where they were originally intended to be. So that's what Big Sky Capital does.
Thank you so much. Let's talk about tokenization. What are the benefits of tokenization in fintech?
The benefits of tokenization in fintech are that we're able to essentially take assets that are traditionally very illiquid, whether it be farms, ranches, timberland, agriculture land, yachts, companies, businesses, whatever it may be, and essentially fractionalize those down to millions of shares to where we can make that investment opportunity accessible for everyone globally. And that's what we do at Big Sky Capital and Outside Incorporated.
What role does tokenization play in preventing fraud?
Well, there's a lot of things you do. Land, like Aaron said, is illiquid. And so what can happen in the case of investments where you're investing in land, somebody can come up. I had a friend many years ago, who sold a piece of land in Florida, and it was very cheap, and so he bought it sight unseen. And he went down there to look at it, and here it was in the middle of a swamp and totally unusable. And 15 years later, they had actually built a road and put electricity out there, but it still was unusable. And so tokenization documents everything about the process of that piece of property, from acquisition, who bought it, and everything else that goes with it. And so therefore, tokenization is open source. It's visible to everybody involved exactly what your investment is and how it works.
How does tokenization impact the user experience for customers?
Well, like Aaron said in his talk earlier today, buying property, at least in the United States, is very difficult. You have to go see it. You have to work maybe with a broker, with maybe a transfer agent, maybe even an attorney to figure it out. Tokenization documents all that stuff up front ahead of time. And the user is just as simply as opening maybe an exchange account or an Amazon account, and you say, I want to buy X amount of shares of this property that Aaron has for sale. And so he can buy it, and you're now an owner of that, and everybody knows that you're an owner of it. It's been documented. So those tokens is just like Aaron said. You can open your phone, you can go to Aaron's website today, right now, and actually buy shares in a piece of property and have it done within probably a minute's time.
How does tokenization enable new businesses models or revenue streams?
Yeah, so what tokenization does is it allows for, like land assets, for example, where they traditionally have been illiquid. So like what we've done at Outside is we have essentially evolved over the past few years from where we started as a company buying land. We're now a real estate technology company. And what we're able to do at Outside is essentially take a property, build a marketing story around it, take great videos, great photos of it, and then where traditionally a real estate agent will list that property and say, I have this property for sale for $20 million. What we do at Outside is we then take that property, we tokenize it, we fractionalize it, and we push it out to the global markets via website platforms so that someone in Singapore or India or Australia, wherever it may be, can open up their phone and buy $1,000, $10, $5 of land in the United States, Ireland, UK, wherever we're tokenizing that land. So we're making land investing, protection of lands, ecosystem protection, water quality protection more accessible to everyone. That's our goal.
What is the future of money?
Well, I think to understand the future of money, you have to look at the history of money. So the Romans were the ones that first came up with the idea of coinage and using that. And as you understand with that, people started shaving things off of money, making coins smaller and keeping the things. Then they started putting copper into money. And that led us to the process today where we have fiat currency, which is paper money that's largely a promise. I would love to see money go back to being based on something real. And I think blockchain technology gives us that opportunity to tokenize, to create coinage, to create currency that is backed by everything in the economy, not just the land, but also the goods and services that land produced, the values and everything that come off of that land, as well as the labor reflected in the processing of the land. So I would like to see blockchain technology be founded, become the basis for currency in each nation that wants to create it and issue it. And that blockchain and that cryptocurrency or whatever it may be, what that token has value behind it and cannot be changed.
The future of money is digital real land assets. I mean, that's what it is. It's land. No, seriously, like for example, one of the things we're working on at Outside is we're working on essentially tying real land assets to Bitcoin ordinals, for example. So, we're working to, we started in land because that's a commodity and that's easy for us to work with, easy for us to understand. But, next we'll go to companies, small businesses, other type of real world assets that we identify. So, the future of money, in my opinion, is digital assets, digital real world assets.
Ladies and gentlemen, masyado akong formal. I am with Mr.
Rizwan Sheikh. We are White Shark Blockchain Solutions. It's a layer 1 blockchain solution, which is having a layer 1 blockchain providing mixture of private and public blockchain for various industries. It's great to be here in public. We are already a part of this event and having a talk on how blockchain can be utilized well with regards to cybersecurity posture, and as well as how multiple industries can actually have the proper use case of blockchain. And what we feel is there is no proper bridge established to shift people from Web 2 to Web 3, and this is what we are actually building.
How does tokenization improve security in financial transactions?
Right now, the biggest problem of this industry is where people are considering everything into cryptocurrencies. Let me just clarify you that blockchain technology is used by cryptocurrencies, but cryptocurrency is not something that is making a blockchain, right? Of course, you do require a coin kind of environment for transactions and tokenization stuffs, which is a major part of the blockchain. However, it's not always that cryptocurrency is the only thing without which you cannot hold data or any other thing into blockchain. So tokenization is very important to maintain. Number one, it has inbuilt encryption. Number two, the biggest and the best part of tokenization in blockchain is the data is immutable. You cannot modify it, you cannot erase it, and at the same time it is always there. So till the time your nodes are up and running, the data will always be present over there. So when it comes to the financial security, especially the model that we are building in White Shark has a protocol where if any bank environment or any financial institute environment is using our blockchain, we not only make sure that the data is kept confidential, even the internal employees who is a part of the organization cannot view the data of the customer. It will be encrypted, and at the same time, if someone is decrypting it in order to view some kind of access, the logs are monitored and maintained in the blockchain again separately. So this is what the value of tokenization, especially in this industry, is being used.
Grabe yung question and answer portion. Last question, what do you think is the future of money?
Money will always be there. In the earlier primitive stage, it was barter system where people used to exchange goods to get another goods. However, since the time the physical currencies are launched, it is used for transaction. However, the future form of this currency is digitalization. Now in digitalization or the virtual currency as well, crypto played a major role since 2009. However, again the same question repeats with regards to regulatory, because we definitely want to have the blockchain as a tech coming up. We do not want to ignore crypto in the background. However, it should be monitored and regulated to prevent any kind of frauds and illegal use of it. So definitely this can be one of the best thing that is available to the world as a tech. And special thanks to the pseudo person Satoshi Nakamoto that he invited us to have an experience of this tech, which is upgrading continually.
As we move further into the exciting new era of Web3, the role of blockchains and tokenization in fintech is becoming increasingly important. With the ability to secure and decentralize financial systems, we are on the cusp of a revolution in the way we transact and interact with money. The opportunities in this space are vast and exciting. Until next episode, mga ka-Web3 crew! Grabe yung English ko kasi. Sino bang writer nito? Thank you, writer. Diyos ko, abangan naman natin ang mga susunod na kabanata. Dito lang yan sa FOMO, the future of money. Bye! Transformer yun.